All right, my name is Dustin with PowerCom Solutions. We installed the video surveillance system here. The video surveillance system is the same thing that's used at all other schools. It's called Milestone. It's the video management software. The application name is called XProtect Smart Client, and this will be installed on one PC. To sign in, it's going to be using your standard Windows credentials, just like anything else, just like your computer that you sign into. So when you go ahead and launch it, it brings you to a little login screen here. It should auto-populate your Windows user ID, and your password should be there automatically. If not, you can just fill in your Windows ID and just click connect, and it'll take you into the software here. If we want to get a video of the software itself here. So it's going to load whatever I had saved last. To pull up new video, we're just going to go to Cameras and expand the folder for your location. Your user account is going to be particular to your school, so it'll say Herz MS. And basically, we're going to go through and name all the cameras with you later on. But when you see a camera that you want, you basically just click and drag it into a tile. And you can populate all these tiles with different cameras. So that's the live view portion of it. If you have a camera that you say you need to go and review, need to see if somebody's coming in or out, graffiti, that kind of thing, you can go to playback in the top left corner. And when we click on playback, it's going to kind of shift a little bit. If we look down here at the bottom, we can see all these red little hash marks, and those red little marks indicate video that was recorded. So if we're looking back at a certain time, we can just go ahead and go, okay, I see that there was video recorded there. Then we can click the play button down at the bottom. That'll play it in forward. Cameras that don't have any recorded video are just going to show up gray in a static image, but one of those will show up in the full color. That's going to be the camera that we're actually viewing there. If we double click on the title, that'll bring up more of a full screen mode of the camera. We do have a little pointer. It's kind of a weird little shaped thing. We can take and drag and drop, kind of highlight an area, and that'll let us digitally zoom. So basically we're just expanding the pixels to try to see a little better there. And then we can just kind of scroll like a page up to get back to the normal view there. We can do that with all the cameras, both live and recorded. If we need to skip ahead, we can use the next sequence button, and that just goes to the next spot in the film where it captured video being recorded. If we want to go very slow, let me maximize that. If we want to go very slow, we can use this next image button, which is right next to the play button, and that literally gives us frame by frame. We can see that it's changing the nanoseconds or the microseconds on the film. We can see the bushes kind of blowing around in the breeze there. So if we're really trying to find when something happens at a very incremental stage there, we can speed up the playback by throwing this little slider on the left hand side. So that's going to be 4 times. So theoretically the video goes 4 times faster now, or we can take it back down to 1. If we're looking at the video on this little timeline here, the option on the right here shows 4 hours, and that's how much of a slice we're looking at from the right side all the way to the left side. Now we can take and get more granular and look at 2 hours, and that gives us a little finer control there. We can look at 1 hour. I think we can look out as far as 24 hours. That basically just zooms out on the timeline, so to speak. Any questions, or does anybody want to try to use it?
I have a question. How come, Is this really gonna be available to all of us? Cause like Jeff and I both need access, and obviously Brandon needs access.
Yes, per the original contract or per the original job, we only install it on one PC. We can work with IT and ourselves to install it on as many as you guys need.
So do we, I guess, we'll put that request through IT?
Yes, correct.
I know other schools have it installed on at least 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if now is the time to do it, but I'd like to look at the placement and the focus of the cameras. I noticed one's behind an exit sign.
Absolutely. So we can, we'll go through and we'll actually name all the cameras to whatever you'd like, you know, front entry, back entry,
Mhm.
that kind of thing, main hallway. And then at that point, we'll fix and focus as well and
Okay.
make sure they're all looking nice.
We are working with Core right now for the ones, I think it's 2 in the school, that look directly at a sign, doesn't do anybody any good.
Right.
We're working with them to try and get another mount to drop the camera, so.
When do you want to go through and do that naming and?
We're still in the process of getting all cameras 100% online. Part of an issue between both IT and ourselves, just working together on that. So once we have everything 100%, then we'll sit down with you and I can actually install the software on your PC today.
Okay.
So then we need it on Jeff's too. So I
Okay.
don't need it, just Brandon, Jeff, and Sarah.
Okay, we'll have to go through IT for
So you
that.
want me to put a work order in for one more?
That would be perfect.
Okay.
Brandon, when are we gonna put it on?
You want it on my computer?
Do you have a visitor?
Oh, the button doesn't work.
It's online now.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Thank you.
Oh, cool, thank you.
So any other questions relating to video management, recording?
The buzzer works now.
That's our mail lady.
Oh, good.
Do we have
No.
anything for her? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we're gonna go through and do the naming and you'll have everything placed. Do we know
By the end of the week. for
by
sure.
the end of the week? Yeah, okay. Can we get, do you have like a plot of where the cameras are? We could look through and then we could start naming stuff before, we could start getting an idea so it will go faster when we sit down.
That would be great. I'll print you out basically a sheet of all the camera locations.
Okay.
And if you just want to take a pencil and, you know, east corridor, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, that would be
Yeah,
very beneficial.
we'll do that.
Good call.
I don't know, we need to come up with a naming,
Naming convention.
yeah, a convention that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you end up with stuff that it's like, makes sense to me, but doesn't make sense
That's
to anybody
exactly
else.
right. It's gotta make sense to multiple people, you
Right.
know.
We can look at the other schools that were designed exactly the same way as this, were completed last year, and kind of model it after that. I'm sure
Okay.
some names are going to be different, but
Okay.
might be a good place to start.
That'd be great, yeah, if you could get us that printout and then we'll go through,
Yeah.
sometime this week and, work on finalizing everything.
Yeah.
Sounds good, and then we can get it installed on Sarah's and and then we'll put in a work order for the others that we need to get put on.
Sounds good.
All right,
Awesome.
I think that concludes the training for the video surveillance.